Somebody's asking, should I put my XRP in a trust or an LLC? That's not the question. Because if I'm selling a trust or I'm selling an LLC, I'll tell you one or the other. The question becomes about your goals. Do you want to continue to operate with your name? Or do you want to go private? That's the question. And then by going private, because going into a trust makes you private, because the trust isn't registered with the government. There's no attorneys involved. Article 1, Section 10 of the Constitution, if you haven't read it, you should go look at that. What does Article 1, Section 10 say? Article 1, Section 10 of the Constitution says, the state shall not impair any obligations of a private agreement, which means you have the power already vested in you by the Constitution to have a private agreement and operate privately, which means the government doesn't, not that you're hiding it from them, but there's no obligation to register it with them and tell them, hey, this is what I'm doing, like you do an LLC or a corporation. The contract for the LLC and the corporation is not private, it's public. That's what we've been taught through our lives, is like, that's the way you're supposed to do it. Really, how it was done before was everything was private. So it comes back to, again, do you want to get out of the way of the tax system? Just get out of the way. Because the assets in your name, major liabilities. You can be sued, you can lose stuff. You can be sued now. You get sued when you're in a trust, you still have to deal with the lawsuit. Understand that if you get sued and you're in a trust, well, let me not say it like that because you're not actually in the trust. If you get sued and all your possessions are in the trust, you gave them up, they're not yours anymore. What are they suing you for? They'll try and sue you, and then you'll, I don't own anything. I just have a humble salary, a nominal salary to manage this stuff. But because the state shall not impair any obligations of a private agreement, if somebody sues you or a creditor comes after you publicly, a public lawsuit or public credit, like that kind of thing, the state can't make you do a distribution or a liquidation to pay a public debt because of in the private agreement, because you have an agreement and an obligation to your beneficiaries to do your job. And the state can't get in the middle of that. So you're basically becoming lawsuit proof because you don't own anything anymore. So the question is do you want to be lawsuit proof? Do you want to operate privately where nobody knows what you own because you don't actually own it anymore?